And good evening once again, fans. You're listening to the Deathmatch Wrestling Podcast. They're more than welcome to come on too anytime they want to come on.
Oh man, those girls pop good like.
Alright, it's a budget thing. Let's see what he's up to.
Thank you, man, and thank you for giving me the time.
Tune in right now. And good evening, everyone. You're listening to another episode of the Deathmatch Wrestling Podcast. At this time, the entertainer, your best friend, Justin Cider. How are you, my friend?
I am absolutely fantastic, and I didn't want that intro music to stop. That was just rocking.
That was
rocking right out.
Custom by my guy, you know.
Happy to be here. Thank you for having me. And yes, your entertainment provider, your best friend, Justin Cider.
Yes. So happy Friday. I think it's Friday.
You too as well.
Got the claws going for the day, you know. Celebrate.
Yeah, it is absolutely time to celebrate.
Mm-hmm. Cheers to you. Cheers to everyone.
Cheers.
Salute.
Cheers, world.
I got the variety pack of this shit. I like the I actually like the raspberry flip, the black cherry for White Claw.
I'm hitting the fat tugs today, baby. I'm an IPA guy. I love my ciders, but IPA all the way, baby.
Nice. So anyway, Justin, so what's going on with you, man? What's going on with you in the world?
Oh, what isn't going on? You know, I'm one of the only active champions right now, so things are just absolutely rocking. Doing the promo thing online, being actually in the ring. We had our show in Summerland this past week where I had the first ever live promo battle where I took it to Lance Skulls.
Oh, sweet.
Making history is what I do. I'm the longest running and reigning Big West internet champion, and I'm going to be for the foreseeable future.
And beyond that. And beyond.
Absolutely.
And you know, till infinity and beyond.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So what got you into wrestling? What got you into it?
Same as everybody's story, man. It's lifelong love, the passion.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the only ones that are any good in this business are the ones that are passionate about it and love it and would do anything for it. Mm-hmm. And I have made very clear, very early on, that I am very serious and I'm going to be a star in this business.
That's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
Making a name for yourself and getting out there and being recognized, and social media always helps us, you guys, and everywhere, and this and that, and you know.
And that's what it's about. And that's what being the internet champion is about. It's not just about having the best promos in the nation today, which I happen to have. You know, the internet championship is based on a voting platform. So this isn't just, you know, some kind of mess where, who's the champion now? These are clear votes that everybody can watch online. And I am absolutely annihilating every single one of my opponents. So this is not just some really nickety thing. This is a real championship because of my promos and because of my internet skills. So learning how and showing how to set an example and show leadership by example by showing how to be a leader on Facebook. I've amassed 1,000 friends in Facebook in just over 2 months or so. And not a single one of them is a sex bot. I can tell you that. I'm diligent enough to go through and make sure not a single one of them is one of those sex bot people. You know what I mean? So
yes, the troll.
A lot of people
bots.
Anybody can just add friends, add. Be diligent enough. Go through. Take the time. Build yourself on social media. Make your 3-4 posts a day. Mm-hmm. You're the one that's stopping you from being a star, and I'm showing that by example.
Mm-hmm. Oh, maybe at the end we'll have to do a battle.
There's a long line of people waiting to battle this guy, my friend.
Really? But anyway, so who trained you?
Training. Here's your funny story.
Okay.
I've only had a couple matches. I'm still new. I didn't get the chance to go to Storm School before it shut down. That was right on the cusp. Plans were made, time was set off, everything shut down. Mm-hmm. So I've been fortunate enough to have veterans show me the ropes.
That's cool.
Enough that I can get in the ring and get in the battle royals. and show my stuff and start off and get my feet wet, as Mick Foley told me to do. And that is why I do what I do in the order I did it in, because I got really good advice from people early on, like the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, Mick Foley, to have personal one-on-one advice to tell me to go get my feet wet first before I go into school.
You know what, Mick Foley, I'll tell you what, he inspirational guy, very, he go-getter guy, and real, I've been a fan of his since for a long time as well.
Mm-hmm. But once again, as it goes to show, even though I'm new to this business, I only have a couple matches. Mm-hmm. I have the internet championship because I'm leading by example and showing that you need to build your social media game as well. It's the 21st century. And not only by the fact that all the best stars of the past, like The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, whoever you want to talk about, they all have their lines, they all have the catchphrases. That was what did it in the past, and that's still what is needed today. But you need to have a strong social media presence. And anybody that isn't going to adjust to the new age isn't going to go far. Everybody can be old school and like to do it the old way all you want to, but you still got to adjust and be a part of what's today, no matter how old you are.
Absolutely, and you're showing it right now. So there you go. And
at any age, doesn't matter. How old do I look, my friend? How old do I look? That's okay. You won't offend me.
About 43.
Oh, almost. I am 38 years old, and I'm setting an example to say that it doesn't matter how old you are. You can start at any age and follow your dreams. A lot of people go in the other order where they have the family first, or sorry, they do the wrestling career first and then settle down, have a family later. I've raised my kids. My kids are all grown up, 3 beautiful, smart girls, and they all support me. I'm happy, and I'm so fortunate to have a loving, supporting family that got to guide me through this in the background. So having their support and doing this to set an example, not only as a father, but to everybody else who wants to follow their dreams and never thinks it might be too late. It is not too late to ever do anything in your life. You set your mind to it and believe in yourself.
Believe is the main word, People don't realize that's not just a line from that one guy. Believe, just there you go, right? He didn't make that much time on the internet, actually in the WWE as well. If you noticed, that was whatever his name was, Bo Dallas. I think it was. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah. So I take it you're a fan of Mick Foley to Steve Austin.
Absolutely.
I see him behind you. I know.
The hardest working. The hardest working guys in the business, the best promo cutters. That's who to look up to, and that's who to model after. And it's not just about the guys that were WWE, WWF, and all that stuff too. Those are got great guys in the indie scene growing up that never got a lot of recognition. And there's a lot of good YouTube videos you can follow online to learn yourself a lot of great things you can't learn by watching this fancy stuff on TV.
Did you, I'm sure you study Lance Storm?
Absolutely. You have to. Anybody in the Whole Heart Dynasty, they're all.
Yeah.
Again, as many wrestlers as there are that many variations and that many styles to say. Now, everybody takes their own twist on everything. So even though you see a style and you get, this is how they all do things, every single one of them still does things a little bit different. So study everyone, watch everyone, learn from everyone. Even just because you know how to do an arm drag doesn't mean you can't learn it 15 different ways from 15 different people.
Or a German suplex, or a shooting star, to you name it.
Exactly.
Nowadays, I'm sure you're seeing all this hybrid style wrestling. It's like, wow, you see a lot of it's something else. The new generation trying to step it up. It's, they're coming along.
It's on the borderline of MMA, and it's nice to see that they're walking the line. But I always hate to see people getting concussions and having their careers ended early. So as much as I love the hardcore era and really seeing really super knockout blows, this is wrestling.
I've seen it happen.
A punch to the face is illegal, and it still should be.
I've seen it happen to a couple of my friends. Concussions to to death also. Yeah.
I think we've kind of forgotten a little bit what the rules of wrestling used to be, and
Yeah.
I appreciate the companies that stick to the rules and still call things as they are.
I mean, Now it's if you notice, they got rid of the tables. Now the new thing is what? Doors, like it's I guess they cut back on the budget and but things they improvise now. So, for
everybody's seen a million tables. Even though table is still the pop, table will always get a pop.
Yeah.
It's nice to change it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Growing up, were you a fan of the ECW era?
Oh, absolutely. As you see, I got my little Tommy Dreamer thing back here behind my guitar. Pardon me. ECW was what was available to me. I grew up in the sticks in Ontario, Southern Ontario, in the middle of nowhere. TV Ontario was my channel that I had to get my wrestling on. There was once in a while I'd catch Superstars when that came on Saturday mornings on the bigger channels, but TV Ontario carried it with no commercials. Greatest wrestling on the planet, and they had no idea what they were broadcasting, I swear. They had no idea. There was no censorship on that channel. It was a public access channel, so everything went. All the blood was still there. Yeah, nice. Beautiful.
Locked and loaded by the one and only.
I would be honored to get hit with that.
Yes.
Yes, cheers to that.
Paid $100, I think, at a wrestling show one time. First time seeing him.
Bad. Nice.
But
so how about you? You ask me all these questions. You always got the show on all the time. Nobody ever asked you. How are you? What's up with your life lately?
Man, I've been just enjoying a little vacation after this COVID. I've been on a little work furlough for my garbage company, my public works. So a couple more weeks, I'm back to work, and then I'm going to go watch some wrestling again. So I'm set. Yeah.
Wrestling's finally coming back. And again, like I said, this show this past week, it relit the fire. I was already burning, but the fuel that was put on the fire this past weekend and that live show in Summerland, I cannot wait till the next show. We have another one here coming up in August, I believe August 15th. And I'm going to blow the roof off that place.
Yeah, I have a couple shows I'm going to go to. Actually, the 25th, I'll be down in Atlantic City, New Jersey for Game Changer Presents the comeback tour. So hit the casinos, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, Jersey.
Do a little gambling, drinking. That's it. Watch wrestling. It's 2-night show, but I'm doing only one night. Can't do it all. You can do so much in one weekend.
Yeah.
So right after I get out of work, check into the hotel, party my ass off.
I'm not really a gambling guy, but I definitely take advantage of the cheap hotels.
Yeah. Well, now the rates are a lot better than for the casinos again. So
yeah.
That's
all.
Plus.
What else do you do lately?
Podcast, promote, get people like you on, get other people, get just anybody in general, just have fun, watch a lot of IWTV.
Kill the time, keep sane until everything returns to a little bit more of a normal state and we can all actually physically touch each other and hug each other as humans need to do.
Yeah, this is all you can do nowadays.
Yeah,
the old high fives and virtual hugs and all that crap with the family on Zoom.
Yes.
But I kind of hurt because summertime I want to be with my nephews and nieces, so they always come over or we go see them and travel, just go see them. But they're staying busy doing their sports and crafts and schooling and virtual stuff and summer camps, starting up already.
Yeah.
So
sweet.
I mean, I just got a picture for my nephew right here. Let's see if I can find it. I will show you. Just made a dream catcher at school today. So he's let's see.
Cool.
Little
awesome.
Toothless kid lost his tooth in the pool too. So yeah, look at that. His kids in the losing the teeth are rich. You know,
as long as the fairy makes with the dough.
Yeah, or the uncle bails sends that check. You know,
my child has seen some kind of tooth fairy dressed like Wayne the Rock Johnson in her room before.
Oh gosh,
I didn't think it was real, but that turns out that's really what the tooth fairy looks like.
Sure, it wasn't the nanny.
She's seen it with her own eyes. Told me all about it.
The Hulkster nanny, whatever that movie was. Oh no, Commando. Commando wasn't it? I believe.
I know. I mean the Rock doing the tooth fairy when he was the tooth fairy in the hockey gear.
Yeah,
he was the best.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, big shout out as well. Oh, you can't see it there. Dreadnoughts, my boy, my friends, the Dreadnoughts, members of the family. Yes, the family. We haven't gotten to that yet. We are so happy that they could honor me by letting me use their song as my entrance music and donning that on me and allowing me to use that. It's been absolutely fantastic. It fits in right with my stuff. It's called Cider Road. Check it out online.
I'll download it later. Everybody will. How many views we got? 0. Nice. Best of the night. That's it. People like to pop in and pop out of these. That's okay though, you know. It's also on YouTube, so that'll make ratings go. I don't even have one, do I? You'll have to get one of these soon. Coming to you.
Maybe I'll give you one of these soon. Send that to you.
Ooh, exciting. Little 8x10.
Send you a little sign poster.
Little 8x10 fans. Get yours at a show and see Justin Cider, the one and only.
Absolutely.
You know. But how was the show anyway? How was it? How was the event?
Absolutely off the hook. Absolutely incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't.
Crowd?
Crowd? Well, I mean, all you can have is 35 people because of BC's regulations. You can only have your 15 performers and your 35 fans to be max 50. Mm-hmm. So yeah, of course, it sold out immediately.
Wow, that's good though. Okay.
Yeah. You know? So those 35 fans, because those are the mega fans, the ones that buy the tickets right away. We knew those 35 would be loud, but they were louder than I've heard a lot of buildings having more than 100 fans before. 150, 200 fans, and that place just exploded. Absolutely fantastic. It was, we're again adjusting to the whole new norm of having group seating.
Yes.
When you buy your tickets and all that kind of stuff, and everybody has to wear masks, and the performers have to wear gloves to pass the microphones and everything like that. So I mean,
and they wipe down the ring. And that's
it's a new world, but it's better than having nothing and everybody staying at home. And the mental toll it's taking on everyone is more important than a lot of things. So everybody needs to get out and do some social interaction, even if it is from a bit of a distance. Just get out there and try and act a bit normal.
Take a walk around the mall, but I don't know. That's kind of, there's still kind of people don't want to shop.
Yep. Yep. We're trying to do what we can, bring down the numbers in suicide, and this unfortunately this whole lockdown has got everybody on a little bit of a slope now. So hopefully it can all the whole world can come together and stay safe for a while so that we can all get back to life.
I know life is, it's like what happened, it's like 4th of July just happened, like it's over already. August is almost here.
Yeah. And that's the whole thing. Being the entertainment provider, like, I'm not just the wrestler. I'm not just the promo guy. I've been doing lights for Thrash. I've been doing sound, smoke. I've been doing announcing, play-by-play commentary, security. It's not. I'm not just one part of this game. I've been many part of this business for a little while now, and it's happened very quickly. But this business is what I love and what I'm going to do for the rest of my, till the wheels fall off, as they say.
Till the bones don't work no more.
That's right. And then I'll just continue to work behind the scenes because I love doing that as well. I enjoy just being a part of the show in any kind of way. And the fact that I can be out there and actually entertaining everybody right in front of everybody makes me feel really happy just to see the smiles on everybody's faces and know that they're entertained. It's what it's all about. I just want to make everybody be entertained.
All right. So I'm sure people always ask in the crowd, which heckler is the baddest? Who do you hate as a fan? Who puts you at the burning point? You know, like an old person, a young person.
No. The guy that heckles the good guys and the bad guys, he's just there to say things. He says, you suck, you suck, you suck to everybody. Yes. Everybody sucks. Yeah. But I mean, at the same time, what are we there for? We're there to be those guys, especially if you're the bad guy. You know, I tell people, if you're not even a big wrestling fan, you should come to a show, because you can say things to somebody that you've always wanted to say to your boss. It doesn't have to make any sense to that wrestler while you're saying, I'm going to quit, you idiot. Yeah, just get it out. Say it to that heel, and he might actually enjoy that.
Absolutely.
Yep,
yeah, heckling. Heckling. Go ahead.
The wrestling is not just a chance to vent for the wrestlers. It's a massive vent for the fans. And the fans are also the ones missing out right now, because they are used to going to these shows monthly, sometimes weekly. When you're following many organizations, you're able to hit shows 2 times a day sometimes. Your whole weekend is just packed with wrestling shows. You just have to choose between which ones you're going to go to. Some of these areas are really thick with wrestling organizations and so much going on. So for all these people to have no wrestling in their life all of a sudden, not even on TV really, you know, when that's your life, that sucks. So it's nice to finally get a few things going and try and be that one of those people that can take your mind off a few things for a while, you know, online at least.
Oh, shout out to Dez. Desi's watching us, the one and only.
Desi. I love that man. Can't wait to face him again for the Internet Championship. He had to cut a hell of a promo on me and almost took the championship from me, but he's getting better and he's going to come back swinging. I am sure.
Yeah, big things on the rise coming soon. Yeah, big things, big things. He told me he's just getting wet in the business too, so he's ready to
running totally Arctic Wrestling up there. Big shout out Desi. Running this Tara and Des show. He's just doing absolutely fantastic things all over social media, bringing more viewers and more light to wrestling. And that's what it's all about. All these guys on social media, it's about bringing in more people that weren't wrestling fans before and showing them that wrestling is more than it used to be before. It is everything.
I've been following it lately, and it's really good. A lot of good guests lately. They've had some good guests. Actually, have you watched it? Have you been catching it?
Absolutely.
Did you see the one with Nasty Leroy?
What did you think about that?
He's a good guy. He's a great character. He's got a good mentor on his shoulders. Joey Janela is a local from my area, actually, kind of insane, you know. So he's got him trained, you know. He's got to do his own thing and just get noticed, you know.
Yeah, but the whole Arctic is going to be exploding soon. To have their own wrestling organization up there again, and again, like I said, it's something to keep everybody united, keep everybody together, keep everybody sane. And this is what everybody needs. There's a little bit of physical violence, just a little bit, just to satisfy that, just to satisfy it.
Yeah, you want to get in there, get that arm bar. You want to get in there, get that clothesline. You want to get that 1, 2, 3, and be done. Get that paycheck, go home.
Oh no, it's not even about that. No one's with the paycheck, baby. It's about the championship. It's also about the pain too. After a while, you almost enjoy it a little bit. You don't really get fired up until you get hit a bunch, and you just want to get beat up a little bit so you can get in the mode. You're not in the zone till you get a couple chops on your chest. Nothing wakes you up like a big fat chop to the chest.
Yeah, I've had that happen.
It's a badge of honor you wear.
Yeah. And I've given chops too. As a fan. You know, the fan interaction. Actually, it's kind of funny. It's a story I told before to everybody. When CZW ran a show one time, it was the guy that's on TV all the time. His name's MJF. Was facing a guy named Ricky Shane Page, so I got a chance to give him a little smack on his chest at a show. You know,
It was one of the most shining moments in your life. You'll never forget it.
And then weeks later, before that, it first started with the toilet paper tossing at the combat zone. And he banned that. He started a band up. And then after that, well, I go on Twitter, make some nice little comments. Got blocked. Yeah. All right.
Rubbing them all the right way.
I actually found the Twitter comments, so I'll share them with you later. You get a kick out of it.
Check that out.
Yes. But yeah, it's he's made a name for himself, that guy.
Yeah. What else you got for me? Any other questions? Any hard-hitting ones you want to give to me?
All right. Growing up, who were your favorites of all time?
The Hitman. The Hitman was always the pink and black attack. Best there is, best there was, best there ever will be. Another reason that I've strived to be the greatest internet champion of all time, before, now, or ever. Bret Hart, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock. You can't go wrong with that list. That is a look up to you. And honestly, almost every single one, and if you can name them, there's a reason they're there. There's a reason to be appreciated. All the cruiserweights, all your Eddies, your Malenkos, as controversial as can be, the Watcher Benoit stuff, all this stuff like that.
Jericho,
get into your underground guys, the guys that really built wrestling up in the underground, the guys that were the mid-card guys that made WCW huge, the mid-card guys that made ECW big, besides all the Bloodlust. It wasn't just a show about Bloodlust. There's other guys that carried that show as well, and they were damn good performers.
Yeah. You're right.
There is a treasure trove in that WWE Network vault of old footage that is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. What was your first event you ever went to?
A house show in Chatham, Ontario. I remember the Undertaker coming out. He's in a casket match against Kama, the Supreme Fighting Machine. That gong hit, the smoke came out, and I swear it dropped 20 degrees instantly. All the chills, the hair on the neck stands up. I was in so much awe. I had never seen or felt anything like that before in my life, and that furthermore solidified it.
Yeah,
my parents weren't the biggest fans of wrestling, but I was fortunate enough that my mom actually broke down and took me. After all my begging, she finally took me. It's in town. Let me take me, and that was it. I'm hooked. I'm done. That is energy I need to feel all the time, either as a fan, performer. Doesn't matter whether I'm causing it or feeling it. Doesn't matter. I just got to be there and be part of it.
And then he kept going and going.
Yeah, and I am absolutely honored to be in this industry and to have the people that have supported me in the last a year and a half, 2 years here, where it's a very family orientated business behind the scenes. So I've been very fortunate to have make a lot of friends in this business, and that this business does have a lot of really good people in it. Even the ones you might hate on camera, man, they're such good people.
And you make brand new friends right now, so which is awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And maybe it'll come to Canada one of these days. Love make that trip,
Yeah, it's nice and safe up here.
How's the weather been? Good? Hot? Humid?
Could be better. I live in the desert. I am in gorgeous, beautiful Kamloops, British Columbia. I moved here from Southern Ontario when I was a child, after I got done college. And I came here mainly because there was a dart on the wall, or not dart. I pointed my finger on the wall on a map of Canada. But we looked it up, and it was pretty much a desert. So I'm into that. Came out here, and this is the most gorgeous place on the planet. Every summer, just the least amount of rain in Canada, I believe, every single summer from July and August. 35, 40 degrees Celsius. Beautiful. But this year, I don't think we've cracked 30 yet. I'm usually a little bit darker than my pale skin is right now. I'm still very white for this time of year.
I got that New Jersey redneck tan thing going, Not big on the tan scene, I don't even care.
Well, I'm not big on the clothes, so I'm not much for tan lines.
Yeah. Just a spray tan for work.
Oh no spray tanning for this guy.
No, that's
Another reason I built my nice back deck, a beautiful back deck. I built it because I wanted to do this naturally. I wanted to just tan like you have. If you don't like tanning,
yeah,
then maybe wrestling's not for you.
but I could go out back and tan in my pool, So
Yep.
Do that instead of the beachfront. I avoided the beaches because it's tourist season all year round, But before the season's over, so it's like, whatever. They all come from New York and the Hamptons to you name it, just to come down to the shore, just to invade our town, to go to the boardwalks and the beaches,
Mm.
It's but I'm a winter kind of guy. I was born in North Dakota.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yes, it is. Ask me how I got here to the state. I don't know. My dad was in the military and Vietnam and ended up here.
Yes, a lot of relocations happen that way.
Mm-hmm.
I hear that story quite often.
Mm-hmm. But I do go to the mountains when I can. Up in the high point of New Jersey, they call it High Point, New Jersey, the highest point in New Jersey. Nice little.
Is it actually a mountain?
You can actually see around Virginia, Pennsylvania. You can follow it. It's pretty cool. It's a tower. Yeah, check that out. Google it.
Cool.
Something if you ever want to hit the States and see something cool.
I've seen a lot of cool things in the States. Actually, but right before all this thing, I was traveling around more than ever. I love traveling in the States.
But I'm a big fan of Colorado. I'm a big fan of Colorado. I love going to Colorado, the Rocky Mountains, because I got family. Yeah, I got family.
Like I said, I grew up in Ontario, so coming out here was like, wow, look at these gorgeous mountains. Every single day I look at my window and it's like, oh my goodness, it's a picture out every single window. And that was the same kind of thing, touring the States, going down through Smoky Mountains, from Ontario down to Florida, and being out here doing the California scene at Vegas and New Orleans. And I like it hot. I like to stay in the southern part.
Right.
But yeah, I absolutely love being down in America.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got relatives. I got a cousin has a house facing the Spanish Peaks on a farmland. Come on, you can't go wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, great style house. Cool story about that. Actually, an old widowed lady had it on eBay, and so that's how he got it. And yet he has a beach house right by me too.
Coolies.
Mm-hmm. I like going to Vermont a lot too, as well. Killington, and Rutland area, and used to be still snow. Well, I used to snowboard a lot, but I still kind of,
I'm not a snowboarder. I thought I would be. I was a skateboarder my whole life. Started skateboarding at 13, 15 years old or so, and skate every single day pretty much for my whole life. And I was like, yeah, throw me on a snowboard, same thing, no problem. I did not know that my feet could touch the back of my head behind me until I rode a snowboard and realized that's not quite as easy as it looks when your feet are strapped to the damn thing.
No, but it
is completely different than skateboarding.
Yes, it comes natural to people who know how to do it, growing up as a skateboarder, as myself too,
Yeah. Growing up in Ontario, we didn't have mountains. We had man-made hills you just slid down with a little toboggan.
Mm-hmm.
So coming out here in my 20s was like, wow, where do I even start? Got into mountain biking.
Yeah.
That's the first time I broke my collarbone. But I wouldn't trade it for the world. Oh, mountain biking is, once again, it's just the adrenaline rush. That when you're in the air, it just feels like forever.
I got a story for you for mountain biking. Actually happened in Colorado. Me and my old man went mountain biking on Bear Mountain, and we got caught in a hail and thunderstorm, and we made it back home back to the base to leave. It was like my mom was there and sister was like, "Where are you guys?" Yeah, we're soaking wet, cold, but we made it.
You get tornadoes much out there?
No, not in Jersey. Not in Jersey.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I grew up a few hours from there.
Let's see. The only thing I could say is what's tornado wise, really, or like hurricane wise, was that Sandy when that Sandy storm hit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When that screwed all the beachfronts and all the properties, but they're rebuilding them. Rebuilding. Yeah. Won't be the same, but still the beach. I'll tell you what. The sandbars are a little bit higher. The sand dunes are higher than but you just go down but the beachfront's still beachfront. Little bit base. It's not the same as a full going into the beach.
That sounds pretty nice.
Mm-hmm. But other than that, what kind of music you into? What do you like? What's your
so many. I grew up on country, singing country music when I was a kid. My parents used to get me to sing country music, me and my brother. So that's kind of where that whole thing started going that way, and performing, entertaining even back then. But after a while, you grow to, when you're forced to listen to something, you grow a distaste for it, so to speak. So that's the only one that I'm not the biggest fan of. I still appreciate it quite a bit, but everything. I love metal. I love punk. Good mosh pits are I love mosh pits so much. Mm-hmm. Oh, some good hip hop. Oh my God, that just feels the jams, baby. Anything even classical. That's what led me into metal, is getting into Bach and Beethoven, things like that. The old classical music, because you can break it down into multiple layers and just appreciate on so many different levels. Mm-hmm. And that's another reason that I think metal sometimes goes right over some people's heads, and they're just like, it's just noise. It's because there's so many different layers there. And yeah, sometimes it's almost too much, but it's when you break it down and hear the intricate levels. It's amazing.
Let's do a little pop quiz, or a little pop, or we'll do some sort of three questions. All right. Okay. Now let's go. Okay, for 80s metal. That'd be one.
Yeah. Oh man, just because that's what I was raised on, even though they're not my favorite. Scorpions and Def Leppard were my first two cassettes that my uncle taped off of his tapes for me, and I will never forget those two. And then Metallica's self-titled.
All right, there you go.
I mean, that right there was just like the first three cassettes my uncle gave me, and I was like, "Yep, this is a whole new world outside of what my parents wanted me to see at the time." And AC/DC, a kid at school played AC/DC for me. I remember it was about grade 2, and I was like, "What in the hell is that?" Mm-hmm. Hooked immediately.
Sweet.
One of the first CDs I bought, AC/DC Live double album. Just when the CDs came out, of course.
Yeah, of course. Now it's all digital.
That was back with Columbia House, baby. My first Columbia House purchase. Mm-hmm. That and Crisscross, totally crossed out. Once again, like I said, I like, I'll listen to Venga Boys, I'll listen to Metallica, I'll listen to whatever. I can appreciate just about everything. Linkin Park. People don't like rap metal. I don't know. I love that stuff, man. It's just great. Papa Roach.
Papa Roach got yeah.
So yes, next question.
Any question? All right, you throw me one now. I don't know.
Oh, question for you.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, I don't get that very often. How many podcast shows have you done in
Holy
this
shit.
series? Like, do you have your number tracked of how many you've done?
To be honest with you, I'm going to have to say about going on 400.
Ballpark about 4. Nice. And what period of time is that?
Been doing this for 3 years.
Nice. That's pumping them out. That's a lot of editing time, a lot of time, a lot of promo time.
Mm-hmm. Favorite podcasts? You could ask me. Probably. There's so many guys. If you heard on that soundtrack, at the end of that, actually is one of my favorite promo podcasts. Actually, that was the Madman Pondo, professional wrestler. I had him on my podcast many of times. He's just hardcore. He's a legend in the business. He's a Hall of Famer too.
Cool.
So,
have you ever been in the ring and done any training?
No, I never have. I've been in the ring. I've done promos for my podcast, or introducing a sponsorship. Yeah.
No bumps though.
No bumps. Nope. Nope. I've set up chairs. I've set up chairs, weapons, you name it. I've done it all.
Any part of just being a part of it is helping so much. So much of this industry, it doesn't take a genius to look at the size of indie shows and the price of tickets to the show. Any business person can look at, what a venue costs, how much insurance costs, how much it costs for the staff to do things like that. Everybody, you can tell right away, this is not a profitable industry very much. It's hard to make it by.
And that ring is heavy. I will tell you that. The posts
so
are heavy.
The whole thing depends on people that just love this industry so much, that do things like this, do these podcasts that don't ask for money in exchange and things like that. It's just about loving the industry, wanting to just feed it up.
Absolutely.
The people at the shows that volunteer to come set up the ring, set up the chairs, the security that's there to do their stuff. Everybody is a part of this family, and it really is a family feel. And it's I've been a part of many things in hockey teams, and playing in bands and things like that, and they're different, and I love them too. But this is just something different you can't even really explain and describe unless you're a part of it.
That's why I got into podcasting. I'm like, you know what? I'm a fan. I want to give back to you guys, and this is a thank you, and we get good stories out of you guys, and it's a way to branch out, and it's the way that to get your name, people's name, the names out there.
Yep. The back scratchies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I could be doing PayPal or Venmo and all this other shit that people do these days on these Twitch channels, and you don't need all that. That's kind of, you notice that? Like, I'm like, do you really need that? That's just like, nah. You could just money. I'm not in for the money. Yeah, I'm really not.
It's all the media bumps. You rub each other online, and that's how it gets everywhere. And again, I was saying before, that's what this internet championship and all this whole thing is about, is teaching and setting by example what to do online and how to make a name for yourself before you even get in the ring. It doesn't matter how long your career's been around. Even guys that have been 15, 20 years, they were having trouble in this industry. They hit online for just a few months just to try it out, just to see, and all of a sudden their career explodes. It's not a coincidence. So any indie wrestlers out there that really want to make it somewhere, that's that's the advice I've been given, and it's been working for me, obviously, as you can tell. Get out 100%. There and put yourself online as much as you can.
Back to the questions. Let's go horror or movies wise. How about that?
Yeah.
What's
you want to know favorite movies, huh?
What you got?
My favorite movie is actually probably one of the cheesiest movies of all time, Escape from LA. I used to watch that movie over and over and over. But again, I think it was more for the metal soundtrack. Best soundtrack a movie's ever had. Tool, Deftones, White Zombie.
I was actually earlier today, I was actually watching the old movie called Rad, BMX movie. It was pretty cool to actually see. Like, I remember watching that. But yeah, I like your basic horror to comedy, you name it.
Cool. I'll do anything. I used to anyway, but now, growing up, raising family, doing that kind of stuff, you don't have a lot of time. There's not a lot of spare time, so I don't do
Disney.
A lot of.
It's all Disney, all this, all that.
I don't do a lot of fiction. Yeah. It's if I watch TV, it's usually if I'm gonna watch Netflix, even it's usually a documentary. I'm usually trying to get some brain candy, or if it's not wrestling, it's usually some kind of other knowledgeful thing, so I can have more. Yeah, I'd like to feed the brain, and not with fantasy so much. I get enough of that in other parts of life and drama. I like knowledge. That is my other thing I hunger for.
That's good.
What are your other favorite pastimes?
pastimes, like pastimes, movie wise?
No, your other favorite pastimes, like besides like you love doing your podcast thing. Look at like a mountain bike and skateboarding. Is there something you like to do, or drawing or art, or that's painting?
Just being here. Spread the podcast, and no, I just like wrestling. I'm a big fan of wrestling since 9 years old.
And it takes a lot of energy. Like even that time it takes. It's like I don't have a lot of hobbies. My hobby is loving wrestling. It takes that much energy and time. It really does, doesn't it? It
does. Support it. Buy it. Sell it. We do. It's in our blood. At a young age, how I showed off this to everybody a couple days ago. My podcast, WrestleMania 5 as a kid. Me and my old man sat up in the nosebleeds at WrestleMania 5.
That's awesome.
Still got it. Still got the stubber. Sitting in the nosebleeds next to Jesse the Body Ventura and Gorilla Monsoon, the one and only.
Really? Up in the stands they were there?
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome, man.
That is. It is to hear the thump of the ring,
Yeah.
Up there in the nosebleeds. My God. Having the Hulkamania sign, Mega Powers explode, it was great. It's great.
Have you been to quite a few televised shows besides that?
I've been to your the hell was it? I just had a picture of it. Actually, I've been here. WWE Heat. I've been to the store in New York City, the restaurant when it was around. I've gone to a couple WWE pay-per-views.
Yeah.
I've gone to ECW's One Night Stand 2 in New York City. Nice. I've been to a lot of Ring of Honor because that was local when it was local, and the Edison and Asbury Park. So I got to see the career of CM Punk sign his contract, before he got signed to WWE versus Austin Aries. So that was a pretty cool time for him to see him. So I got to see a lot of wrestlers. Omega when he was young, I see just all the guys made it pretty good.
What was your most memorable person to see in moment, like live, that really just like you'll never forget seeing that, or their entrance when they came out?
Probably, holy shit, man! There's so many guys I could say, but the 187 Homicide caught my eye when he was just making his name for himself in the business, and at his local promotion, it was called Jersey All Pro Wrestling, and big company, and that made a lot of stars too, as well as a Canadian. Also, but he's had trouble. He's in jail, or he's still around. The one and only Teddy Hart of the Hart Foundation. But yeah, no, I've seen a lot of guys come in and out. The Homicide has had, I've seen him a lot of good matches. I would say he was, the way that he presented himself at a young, before he was TV wise,
I've been to quite a few shows live. I was fortunate enough to be in Detroit at Monday Night Raw in Jolos Arena. When Shane turned on Vince McMahon for the first time. I believe that was what they call it, slap her around the world thing, whatever they did, that whole storyline that way. Got to do SmackDown, Sunday Night Heats, and those kind of things, and that built up. And I was fortunate enough to go to WrestleMania 18 at Sky Dome in Toronto, and that was like just the ultimate. I was a big NWO fan before, and never got to see the NWO live myself, and then to see Hogan come out for the last time by himself, that was. I don't like to mark out very often, and I'm not. It doesn't matter what you think about somebody personally. It's the character and just that jubilation of like, wow. When those black and white strobe hit, it's just, absolutely unreal. And then all those times that anytime Austin's glass was breaking, like your heart just jumps through the roof being in those stands. And every time you heard, "If you smell," oh man, there's not even a feeling to describe that. When you're in the stands and every single person around you jumps out of their seat, unreal feeling. that's what this is all about, getting back to feeling those feelings together and that group jubilation that makes us all so happy in this business.
The roots. The roots, you know?
Yeah.
Wrestling. Who's that? I don't know who's. Oh, somebody, a magician. Cool. I like magic too, besides. Yeah. Forgot about that.
Magic.
My other magic at a young age. I've seen great magicians growing up, you know.
Cool. I should have brought a few things out here. I know a few tricks myself.
Do you?
Yeah, I've put on a couple little magic shows for the kiddies.
Yeah.
Yeah, did a few shows for kids volunteering, elementary school shows, and just doing little things like that. Never did anything for profit, just a little side thing I enjoyed doing.
Yeah.
Magic can be quite fun too.
Yeah, like, you know, classic deck of cards, magic deck. Ooh, you know, I still haven't opened them.
My favorite card tricks are the math tricks because it just maths out. It's just math, and it blows everybody's brain away because they can't do the math.
I've been watching a lot of magicians actually on Instagram Live. It's like, wow, they've been coming on live doing shows. Card trick manipulation, mind, yeah, with celebrities too.
It's risky going live because things can go wrong. So that's good for them. They're doing it live and showing. You don't need to pre-record.
No.
And that was another point of this show last Saturday. People were kind of talking some smack to some of my opponents before, saying, you know, his promos are a bit overproduced. So I had to really go over the top to beat the dopes on the rope to get my championship. So I purposely took a step back and started cutting promos straight from the hip, 2 minutes long, no edits, no cuts, to prove a point. But still, people were giving me a hard time. So decided to do the best thing I could possibly do and run my mouth for 8 minutes and showed I can do it live without stuttering, without repeating myself, and clearly stating that I am truly the greatest internet champion of all time.
That's it. I think we're good to go because I got another show right after this one.
All right, my man. It's been fantastic talking to you. Thank you for having me on your show, and we shall do it again.
Anytime you want. Anytime you want, Justin. Just DM me, and maybe I'll even send you to one of my other guys would like to have you come on his podcast. So we're part of it.
Wouldn't be bad.
Actually, I was going to say I'd like you to cut a promo on their podcast. It's called Podcast City Network team. It's Chris. It's actually Everett Lee and Chris Cartledge. Go.
So Everett and Chris at Podcast City Network. You really think you're better? You think you're better? Well, then prove it to me. Because your best friend, Justin Cider, has just shown that Russell, Deathmatch Russell, is the place to be if you really want to be entertained.
Very good. Very good. Actually, Chris is a former wrestler himself from back in the day. But now he's in the entertainment industry, and I'll have to hook you up with him. Yeah, I'll have to. I think you guys would have a cool conversation.
I'm down for that.
And Everett Lee, too, as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the show I'm going to be on next. The ELS Uncut. We're going to be talking about Beavis and Butthead. We're going to be talking about wrestling. We're just going to talk. We might even do like a commentary and do at the end of the show and just like cut a match, you know, pick out a match and just have fun commentating it, you know?
Nice.
Something fun to do. But feel free to plug away anything you want.
Yeah, hit me up. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Just got my YouTube running. Be one of the first to join and watch all the promos that I've posted. Everything that got me to the championship, to win the championship, and what keeps me as the champion. So join the family, Family. That is right. My fans and friends are my family. And also join us in Big West Wrestling. Thrash will be back soon. So please join us all. Join me. And have a damn good time.
thank you, Justin, for coming on once again, and have a good night, my friend.
Absolutely, my friend. Thank you for having me.
Yep. Good night.
Thank you.
I got to plug so much now. I got to plug a lot of podcasts going on. But I'll shut you out of it. I'll send you a net.
I didn't.
Oh,
this thing. I was like, I'll just leave that off just in case.
What's that? Go ahead.
I'm gonna be on Dez's show next week.
I didn't cut us off, so very good. Stay tuned, fans, and check him out on the Taryn and Dez show.
Taryn and Dez.
Dez, yes.
Yes. Looking forward to that as well.
They are great people.
Can't wait.
They are good, both good people. Enjoy your time with Taryn and Dez.
Thank you.
Check it out. Tune it out. Tune in, fans, on Facebook. Find them at the Taryn and Dez show. Just type that in the Google search or on the Facebook search internet. You'll find it.
Yep. And tune in every week on Tuesday Night Talk Down and catch Big West Wrestling's internet champion doing what he does best, cutting the best damn promos in the nation today.
Other than that, fans, we're done. Good night. Wow, fans, I want to say thank you for my guest coming on tonight. That was Big West Wrestling Canadian wrestler Justin Cider, and big things in the rise for him in his future in wrestling as he's ready to take on anybody and anybody in the business today. So, fans, go follow him on Facebook, check him out, and give him a like. Check him out. Go to a show at Big West, and you never know. He might even come to the States. So stay tuned and check him out. Boy, fans, my schedule of podcasts is busy as always. And let me check my notes here first before I go on the air. And catch me tonight at 9:30 live on ELS Uncut returns live on Facebook with the host Everett Lee and myself, Deathmatch Russell of the Deathmatch Russell podcast. Will be joining him. We'll be talking, discussion, and anything. Tune in. Hijinks and shenanigans and much more, fans. Stay tuned for that. And this Monday night, fans, also stay tuned as I have the one and only this Monday night. The smoke in the air is clear. Still smoking. Frankie Picard will be joining me as we're going to be talking about his upcoming match, August 22nd at the Intergender Bonanza 6. Fans, stay tuned. You never know who will show up next on the Deathmatch Russell podcast. And good night. Good night, everybody. Thank you for listening. I'm looking for my remote. It's right in front of me. Oh, why is he still... Now I'm out of here. Good night, everyone. You can find more Deathmatch Russell podcasts on the following social media. DeathmatchRussell.com. Follow on Twitter at DavidNJ32 and on Facebook. Facebook.com/DJDaveNJ32. Instagram at DavidNJ36.
Hey, wrestling fans, I want to mention Collar and Elbow. Collar and Elbow was founded on traditional values of professional wrestling. Two entities working together to create a product intended to connect with people on an emotional level. A symbiotic relationship where one cannot flourish without the other. We strive to create a product that embodies our passion for professional wrestling expressed through street fashion. Visit collarandelbowbrand.com and use the promo code code Deathmatch Russell Podcast and save 10% off when you make a purchase. Collar and Elbow, where wrestling passion meets street fashion. Me on Podcast City Network at podcastcity.net, facebook.com/Podcast City Network. Hit the like button and share. And on Twitter at Podcast City Net. You can hear Deathmatch Russell Podcast on Stitcher Radio and on iTunes.